Welcome to Limitless Growth. In today's audiobook, we continue our exploration of Arnold Bennett's insightful book How to Live on 24 Hours a Day, diving into Chapter 2, The Desire to Exceed One's Program. If you've ever wanted to do more, achieve more, or simply find ways to break free from the ordinary, this chapter will resonate with you. We all feel it at some point, the desire to reach beyond our routine, to step out of the cycle and embrace something bigger. Whether it's wanting to be more productive, learn new skills, or just accomplish something meaningful, we've all had moments when we feel like there's so much more we could do. But, here's the catch: how often do we actually take action on those desires? How many times have we set big goals, only to fall back into our same old patterns after a few days? That's exactly what Arnold Bennett discusses in this chapter. He talks about the universal urge to exceed one's program, the drive to go beyond the routine we've set for ourselves. But he also explores why, despite that strong desire, many of us struggle to follow through. The key question is, why do we often fail to turn our good intentions into lasting action? The natural desire to exceed our routine. Bennett begins by acknowledging a very basic truth: we all want to do more. As human beings, it's in our nature to strive for improvement, growth, and success. We want to break free from the monotonous routine of daily life and do something extraordinary. You might recognize this feeling. Maybe you've thought, I'll wake up earlier tomorrow and start my day with a workout. I'll read that book I've been meaning to get to, or finally learn that skill I've always wanted to master. These thoughts are exciting. The potential to break away from the ordinary and accomplish something remarkable feels motivating. However, there's often a gap between desire and action. This is where the challenge lies. While it's easy to dream of doing more, it's much harder to take the practical steps that turn those dreams into reality. The struggle to turn desire into action. So, what happens? Why is it so difficult to take that step from dreaming to doing? Bennett points out that intentions are not enough. We often dream of doing more, but we fail to lay out a clear, actionable plan. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to start something new, maybe a fitness routine or a personal project, but didn't follow through because you didn't have a clear plan? You may have had the desire, but without a solid framework, your intention quickly fizzled out. Let's say you decide that you want to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to start your day with a jog, followed by a healthy breakfast and 30 minutes of reading. The idea sounds great, doesn't it? But here's where the problem begins. What steps have you taken to ensure you're successful? Have you gone to bed earlier the night before? Have you prepared your workout clothes? Have you set out a realistic reading goal, instead of overwhelming yourself with the idea of reading an entire book in a day? Bennett teaches us that without practical steps, our ambitious desires quickly fall apart. Success doesn't come from big, sudden changes. It comes from small, manageable steps that we can consistently follow through on. The danger of overambition. Bennett warns against a very common mistake: the temptation to overhaul everything at once. We've all been there, feeling super motivated and deciding that we'll wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, work out, eat healthy, and work on our creative projects, all in one go. This sounds like a fantastic routine on paper, but is it really realistic? The truth is, we often bite off more than we can chew. Bennett explains that this sudden burst of enthusiasm, while it feels good in the moment, is often unsustainable. When we try to make dramatic changes to our routine all at once, we end up overwhelmed and frustrated when we can't keep up. Think about it. When was the last time you tried to change everything at once? Maybe you set an ambitious goal to start an exercise regimen, completely revamp your diet, and get 8 hours of sleep every night. The excitement is real, but after a few days, old habits sneak back in, and the routine falls apart. Building a sustainable approach. Start small. Instead of attempting to make huge, unrealistic changes all at once, Bennett suggests a better way: start small. Focus on just one change at a time. Start with a small, achievable goal that you can commit to every day. If you want to wake up earlier, try setting your alarm just 15 minutes earlier for the first week. If you want to read more, start with just 10 minutes a day. These small changes will accumulate and, over time, help you reach your bigger goals. The beauty of starting small is that it builds consistency. When you can do something consistently, no matter how small, it becomes part of your routine. And once it's a habit, you can build on it. Consistency, the secret ingredient. Bennett emphasizes that consistency is the key to turning your ambitions into reality. It's not about intense bursts of effort that burn out quickly. Instead, success comes from consistent, small actions that eventually lead to big changes. For instance, let's say you want to read more books. Instead of setting a goal to read 50 pages a day, which may be overwhelming, start by reading just 5 pages every day. It might seem trivial at first, but in a month, you'll have read 150 pages. Keep it up, and in a few months, you'll have finished an entire book, simply by committing to small, consistent actions. When you focus on consistency, you build momentum. That momentum helps you continue when motivation fades, and soon, exceeding your original routine becomes a natural part of your life. The importance of routine in achieving more. As we move further into Arnold Bennett's reflections, one thing becomes crystal clear: routine is the foundation for success. Many people think that success comes from doing extraordinary things, sudden bursts of productivity or grand achievements. But in reality, it's the small, everyday actions that lead to lasting results. When we begin to introduce small, consistent actions into our daily lives, we're essentially building a routine that supports our long-term goals. These small routines add up over time, creating a steady path toward exceeding our original expectations. Take a moment to think about your current routine. What are the habits that you follow every day, whether intentionally or unconsciously? Are they helping you become the person you want to be, or are they holding you back? Bennett encourages us to examine our daily routine and make small adjustments where necessary. It's not about completely overhauling everything at once, but about introducing minor tweaks that align with our aspirations. For example, instead of jumping from a sedentary lifestyle to a 2-hour gym session, start by adding a 10-minute walk to your day. Rather than deciding to read a whole book in a day, commit to reading 1 chapter a day. These small shifts will lay the groundwork for bigger changes down the road. The power of small wins. One of Bennett's core messages is the power of small wins. Achieving something minor every day can be far more powerful than trying to do something big and failing. When we make small improvements, we build a sense of accomplishment and momentum, which in turn propels us forward. For instance, let's say you want to read more. Instead of setting a goal to read 100 pages a day, which could be overwhelming, start with 10 pages a day. As you complete your daily goal, you'll experience the satisfaction of checking off that task, and over time, you'll have read far more than you ever thought possible. This principle applies to almost anything: exercising, learning a new skill, or even improving your productivity. The key is to keep it small and manageable. These small wins may not seem impressive on their own, but when you look back at them over time, you'll realize how far you've come. Avoiding burnout, the balance between ambition and reality. While it's tempting to push ourselves to achieve great things, Bennett warns us about the dangers of overloading our schedules. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of personal growth and set ourselves up for disappointment by overcommitting. We often believe that we have to do it all at once, to see progress. But the truth is, this approach is often unsustainable. Bennett stresses that balancing ambition with realistic expectations is crucial for long-term success. If you try to do too much at once, it will lead to frustration and burnout. On the other hand, if you approach your goals with patience and consistency, success will come naturally over time. Think of your goals like building a house. If you try to build it all in one day, the foundation will crumble. But if you take it brick by brick, with careful planning and consistency, you'll have a sturdy structure that will stand the test of time. The role of time management in exceeding our program. Another key aspect of turning your desires into action is time management. One of the biggest excuses we make for not achieving our goals is the lack of time. We tell ourselves that we're too busy or that we don't have enough hours in the day. But the truth is, time is something we all have in equal measure. What matters is how we use it. Bennett urges us to manage our time effectively. It's easy to let the hours slip by, consumed by trivial tasks or distractions. But if you take control of your time, you can find space for the things that matter most. Start by setting aside specific time blocks for the things you want to achieve. If you want to read more, dedicate 15 minutes each morning or evening to your book. If you want to exercise, schedule your workout in the same way. By setting aside dedicated time for your priorities, you'll begin to see the results you're striving for. Creating the right environment for success. Bennett also touches on the importance of creating the right environment for your success. Your surroundings play a huge role in your ability to follow through on your goals. Whether it's the physical environment, your workspace, your home, or the mental environment, your mindset, both need to be conducive to growth. If your workspace is cluttered and disorganized, it will be difficult to focus on the task at hand. If your mind is filled with negative thoughts or distractions, you'll struggle to maintain the motivation to stick to your program. So, take a moment to evaluate your environment. Are you creating a space that supports your growth and productivity? Is your mindset positive and focused on your goals? Small changes in both areas can have a big impact on your ability to exceed your program. Building momentum, the key to lasting success. The final key takeaway from Bennett's teachings is building momentum. Once you start taking small steps toward your goals, you'll begin to build a sense of momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. It keeps you moving forward even when the initial excitement fades. The more you do, the easier it becomes to keep doing. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder. At first, it's difficult, and it takes all your energy just to move it a few inches. But once you get it rolling, it becomes much easier to push. The same goes for your goals. The more you take action, the more natural it will feel, and the less effort it will require. Consistency is what transforms those small actions into big results. And once you start seeing progress, the momentum will carry you through, making it easier to exceed your original program and achieve even more than you initially thought possible. The power of consistency and patience. As we move deeper into the chapter, Arnold Bennett's words guide us toward one of the most critical aspects of personal growth, the power of consistency. Many of us start with great enthusiasm, but soon, the spark fades, and we find ourselves struggling to maintain the momentum. What Bennett reminds us is that lasting success is built on consistent effort over time, not sudden bursts of energy. It's easy to feel disheartened when progress seems slow, but patience is key. When you plant a seed, it doesn't instantly turn into a full-grown tree. It takes time, water, and nurturing. The same goes for our goals. Don't measure your progress by the speed at which you move, but by the persistence with which you continue. The key to success lies in showing up every day. Even when it feels like you're not making significant progress, know that each small effort compounds over time. If you stay consistent, you will eventually look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Dealing with distractions and maintaining focus. Another challenge that often stands in the way of our success is the constant stream of distractions. With so many things demanding our attention, work, social media, family, and other responsibilities, it can be hard to stay focused on our goals. Bennett, however, has a simple yet powerful piece of advice: learn to protect your time. One of the most effective ways to exceed your program is by dedicating undisturbed time to your goals. Whether it's reading, exercising, or working on a project, block out specific time each day to focus solely on that task. This might mean turning off notifications, setting boundaries with others, or finding a quiet space where you can concentrate. Remember, distractions are everywhere, but focus is a choice. If you truly want to achieve your goals, you must commit to protecting the time you've set aside for them. Overcoming self-doubt and embracing self-discipline. As you progress in your journey, another obstacle you might encounter is self-doubt. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. Maybe you didn't follow through on your morning routine or missed a few days of reading. The temptation is to throw in the towel and think, "I've failed." But Bennett encourages us to look at failure differently. Instead of seeing setbacks as permanent, he urges us to view them as opportunities for growth. Self-discipline is not about being perfect every time. It's about getting back on track when you slip up, learning from your mistakes, and continuing forward. If you miss a day, that doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've learned something that will help you do better next time. Self-doubt can be a major hurdle, but discipline is the antidote. When you make a commitment to yourself, you need to keep it, even when things get tough. Over time, this will strengthen your resolve and build your character. The importance of setting realistic expectations. One of the key insights Bennett shares is the importance of setting realistic expectations. Many people set themselves up for disappointment by aiming too high too soon. It's tempting to want to change everything at once, but remember that small, steady progress is more sustainable and effective in the long run. Instead of trying to transform your entire life overnight, break your goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. If your goal is to get fitter, don't try to commit to an hour of exercise every day right away. Start with 10 to 15 minutes, and gradually build up. If you want to read more, don't pressure yourself to finish a book in a week. Start with a chapter a day and see how it adds up. Setting realistic expectations helps prevent burnout and makes your goals feel more achievable. By starting small, you give yourself the grace to make mistakes and learn from them, without feeling overwhelmed. Using time wisely, the power of a few minutes. Bennett also emphasizes the value of even the smallest blocks of time. Often, we think that unless we have an entire hour or more, we can't make meaningful progress. But small increments of time, when used wisely, can add up to significant results. For example, what if you could read for just 10 minutes every morning? Or spend 15 minutes exercising after work? These little moments might not seem like much in isolation, but they can accumulate over time, leading to significant improvements. The key is not to dismiss these small opportunities. Instead of wasting time scrolling through social media or procrastinating, use those minutes for something productive. Over the course of a day, a week, or a month, these small actions can result in extraordinary growth. The role of reflection in personal growth. Another valuable practice Bennett introduces is reflection. As you work toward exceeding your program, take time to periodically reflect on your progress. Look back on what you've accomplished and consider what you could improve. This helps you adjust your approach and ensure that you're staying on track. Reflection also allows you to celebrate your victories, no matter how small. If you've consistently followed through on your goals, even for just a few days, acknowledge that achievement. Celebrating small wins boosts your confidence and motivates you to keep going. Regular reflection also helps you maintain clarity on your ultimate goals. It's easy to get sidetracked, but by taking time to review your progress, you can realign your actions with your true aspirations. Building self-confidence through action. Lastly, Bennett reminds us that self-confidence is built through action. The more you take consistent action toward your goals, the more confident you will become in your ability to succeed. It's not about waiting for confidence to appear before you start. Confidence comes from doing. Every time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, no matter how small, you reinforce your belief in your abilities. Over time, this builds a strong foundation of self-confidence that propels you forward. Embracing the journey, the value of perseverance. As we reach the conclusion of this chapter, Bennett's message is clear: perseverance is the key to exceeding your program. The journey to achieving your goals is not a sprint, but a marathon. There will be ups and downs, moments of progress and setbacks. What matters most is the ability to keep moving forward, no matter what. It's easy to get discouraged when the results don't come as quickly as we expect. However, Bennett encourages us to focus not just on the destination, but also on the journey. Each step, no matter how small, contributes to your growth and ultimate success. When you set out to exceed your program, understand that there will be days when it feels hard, and that's okay. The key is not to stop, but to keep going. Even if you take a small step forward, it's still progress. Trust in the process, and know that every effort counts. Breaking free from self-imposed limitations. One of the most profound insights Bennett shares is about breaking free from self-imposed limitations. Often, we are our own biggest obstacle. We create barriers in our minds, telling ourselves that we are not capable of more. We convince ourselves that we don't have enough time, energy, or talent to achieve the goals we desire. But the truth is, these limitations are mostly self-created. We are capable of far more than we think. Bennett's message is a reminder that we can often exceed our expectations if we push past these mental barriers. Think about it. When you commit to something, really commit, you'll find the resources and the strength to make it happen. The power to exceed your program lies in your belief in yourself and your willingness to push beyond the constraints you've placed on your potential. The role of patience in realizing your goals. One of the most profound pieces of advice Bennett gives is the importance of patience in realizing your goals. In today's fast-paced world, we often want immediate results. We've been conditioned to expect quick fixes and fast success. However, Bennett reminds us that true success takes time. Patience isn't about waiting passively. It's about continuing to take consistent action, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Patience is the quality that allows you to stay the course, even when the path seems uncertain. As you continue on your journey to exceed your program, remember that patience will be your ally. Trust that the efforts you're making today will pay off in the future, and keep moving forward, one small step at a time. The power of belief in achieving your program. Bennett concludes by emphasizing the importance of belief. If you don't believe in your ability to succeed, it's almost impossible to exceed your program. Your beliefs shape your actions, and if you believe that you can achieve your goals, you're far more likely to take the necessary steps to make them happen. It's not about blind optimism, but about having a realistic, positive mindset. Believe that you have the power to achieve more than you originally thought. When you approach your goals with this mindset, you'll be amazed at how much more you're able to accomplish. Embrace your potential. As we wrap up this exploration of the desire to exceed one's program, remember this: the only limits that truly exist are the ones you place on yourself. You have the ability to achieve far more than you ever imagined, as long as you stay consistent, patient, and committed to your goals. Take the insights from Bennett's wisdom and apply them to your own life. Set small, realistic goals, stay disciplined, and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Understand that setbacks are just part of the journey and that success comes to those who persist. Thank you for listening to this audiobook, and if you found value in these ideas, be sure to subscribe to the Limitless Growth YouTube channel for more insights from timeless self-help classics. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below with your thoughts on this chapter. What will you do today to exceed your own program? Remember, the power is in your hands. Until next time, keep growing, keep pushing, and never stop exceeding your limits.